Hey guys, welcome to the latest edition of the Muir Reflection. John from the John Muir Show here, and we've gotten some interesting news out of leftist media outlet ABC's headquarters. ABC News' Amy Robach was caught on a hot mic saying that ABC News purposely spiked the Jeffrey Epstein story. Of course, Epstein, the man who is responsible for so many sexual crimes, recently died. By the way, Epstein did not kill himself, for anybody out there who is wondering. But you've got this Amy Robach of ABC News saying that she had reported on this matter. She had information that was good enough to run on air, talking about Jeffrey Epstein, exposing a lot of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, but she says that ABC did not allow her reporting to go on air, that they were trying to cover for Jeffrey Epstein, who of course was a known close friend of Bill and Hillary Clinton, who are absolutely loved by leftist outlets like ABC. So you've got Amy Robach saying that, yeah, ABC knew about it. We knew what it is that Jeffrey Epstein had done, but we decided not to run it, clearly for political purposes. It's not the first time something like this has happened. Keep in mind, within the past year or so, we've learned that NBC News had all the information on Harvey Weinstein, another sex criminal, but they decided to avoid running all of the information that Ronan Farrow had dug up on Harvey Weinstein, even though that was certainly high enough quality to go on air. NBC decided not to go reporting on Harvey Weinstein and his sexual misconduct, because Harvey Weinstein, too, is a close friend of Bill and Hillary Clinton. See, this is not unprecedented what's going on. We've heard that ABC's doing this. We've heard that NBC's doing this. And again, we're hearing this from former employees or current employees of these networks saying that, yeah, this is the stuff that's going on. It's not like we're hearing this from right-wing individuals or any of that. No, we're hearing this from liberals who work for these outlets saying, look, I did some solid reporting and my network refused to run my solid reporting just because they were afraid that it would hurt some of their favorite politicians if this fact-based reporting were to get out for the public to see and hear. I mean, it's absolutely appalling that this sort of stuff goes on, and you can't have any respect for these outlets like ABC and NBC. You can't say, because I know like ABC is now trying to come out and say, oh, well, we weren't sure, we couldn't confirm every single detail of it, so we didn't want to run it for that reason. Oh, really? Well, ABC, NBC, to all these leftist outlets out there, why is it if you're apparently so concerned with making sure that everything is totally substantiated, why is it that your networks are always so willing to immediately air whatever baseless accusations are being made against some politician you don't like, somebody like Donald Trump? You want to talk about sex misconduct allegations? How about Brett Kavanaugh, the conservative, the constitutionalist who's now rightfully sitting on the Supreme Court of the United States? I mean, you had totally meritless accusations being made against Brett Kavanaugh. There was nothing to substantiate any of that crap, but yet you had ABC and NBC and so many of these other leftist outlets immediately running that stuff. They didn't take time to substantiate it, no, because for a lot of these outlets like ABC and NBC, it's not whether or not the stuff is factual. That's not the standard for what goes on air and what doesn't go on air. No. Rather, the standard is this a story that would help the partisan leftist narrative that we're trying to push on our listeners, or is it not? If it is beneficial to their partisan leftist narrative they're trying to shove on the listeners, they will air it. If it is not beneficial to that partisan leftist narrative, they will not air it. That's the real standard that is clearly going on at places like ABC and NBC and so many of these other leftist outlets. And it absolutely is the reason why we call these outlets fake news. Because you know what real journalists would do? Real journalists would run all the information. They'd give all the factual information to their listeners, to their viewers, and they'd say, okay, here's all the information. It's all facts, no bias. Now that you have that information, absorb it and come to your own conclusions. That's what real journalists would do. But sadly, real journalism is not present whatsoever at so many media outlets in today's United States. No, rather, it's a bunch of partisan hack reporters trying to shove a leftist narrative down your throat by any means necessary. They'll totally twist the facts. They'll totally misconstrue the facts. They'll totally omit the facts, whatever it takes for you to try and believe their phony anti-Trump, anti-conservative partisan narrative. That is what is going on at so many of these outlets. ABC News, NBC News, and it doesn't stop there. Hey, when it comes to ABC News, when it comes to NBC News, they cannot complain about being called fake news because they are showing on some massive stories that they have been nothing but fake news. That's all the time that we have for today. More of the John Muir Show each and every weekday, 8:40 on WTAQ, 9 on WHBL and WSAU. Until next time, I'm out.